All right. Had to get all my little background stuff done. Man, I got a... be careful. If you guys ever get these violations, I get lots of tickets because we rent cars, right? So I get these tickets and they show a little picture. And I looked at this picture and I said, I don't think I even own that vehicle. I've never seen that vehicle. So then I enlarged, I went, and you can kind of dispute. So I went and I just kind of looked at the pictures they took, because they'll highlight the license plate. By the way, you can get super gloss spray for your license plate that will like when they take the photograph, it'll blow out their photograph and they won't be able to get those kind of tickets, whatever. You should look at the legality of that in your individual state. But on this car, it didn't have it. I thought, well, that's weird, because I spray all my plates and we have magnetic plates on the cars. So this thing comes in, it says Chevy. I look at the pictures, it's a Q8 Audi. Well, I don't have a Q8. I have a Urus and have two Evos, but I don't have a Q8. I don't have any Audis other than like the indirect Audi of the Lamborghini, right? So I look on the plate and I blow it up, and they're off. They have a 0 listed as a D, which goes back to one of my Corvettes. I have like an LT3 kind of blown out 2021 Corvette, like a black one. This is not that. I also don't live in near the Golden Gate Bridge, where that ticket was taken. It was like $82, man. So make sure you research those things. And if they don't have really good pictures, dispute them. They make it real easy to dispute. You just click a button and dispute it, but don't just pay them. We have so many. Matter of fact, I got to say, let me text Eric and say, don't pay that. Hold on. Chevy in the Barrier. That's not our car. They got the plate wrong. Okay, look at that. You guys are part of the business now. Welcome to Drive LA, everyone. You're all now honorary employees. Doing some franchising and stuff. That'll be fun. All right. Let's see. Hello, Todd B. What's going on? Have I ever listened to anything from the Great courses? Listening to their economic series, learning a lot. Seems like a good start for beginners interested. Yeah, that's good. Any of those good basics primers, but everybody should start with Henry Hazlitt's Economics in One Lesson. That's where everybody should begin their exploration of macro and microfinance, and then, macro and microeconomics. And then for the little e, there's a guy at MIT that's teaching courses in their kind of their open course stuff. So for game theory and algorithmic game theory, you want to listen to Tim Roughgarden. He was over at Stanford. Now he's at Columbia. For Biggie Fed stuff, you want to listen to Emil and Jeff. For little e, Biggie also. Supply and demand. I'll get you his name's guide MIT, and all of these courses are available online for free. You can just audit them. You won't obviously get a degree, but you will have the same information, and a degree doesn't matter if you can't, make money in your real life. None of that crap matters. So anyway, but yeah, that sounds like I'm sure it's a good course. Joe Fernandez, Kiona, Tiffany, Jim, Double Dots from Hanoi. Dang, man. No digestion sounds, please. Oh, I can't promise anything, but I'll try. TubeNet Pipeline, what's going on? Florida Dan. Danny in the house. And yeah, you guys can thank Florida, because Dan is the one who gave me some of those delicious ideas for some of these digestive tract noises. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can thank Dan. Tim, Johnny, where you at? Desert, from the desert. Man, he's always everywhere. Johnny lives the best life, I think. Or he's on the run from the feds, one or the other. Adam, what's going on? Got to feed the ducks. Man, I'll tell you what, they beat you up on YouTube. They stick it to you if you don't ad monetize, because you guys know, well, there shouldn't be any ads on these videos because we don't monetize. but they beat you up. They send you all these warnings. Hey, we have a whatever. It doesn't matter. They send you, they push you to monetize so they can put I'm like, but we got the dude that comes in by about minute 10 with all the pornography stuff. We got plenty of advertisers. We're good. We're all stocked up on advertisers. Michael Murphy, what's going on? Love me that avatar, the solid gold. Krabby, what up? JD Leg, thank you. I got the shirt. I like it. And it's, I have to be careful where I wear it because it is exactly my personality. So that might be my, my go to the gym shirt, that my don't talk to me shirt. See that women wear headphones. Listen, men, guys, or anybody that goes to a gym and sees women, if they're wearing headphones, they're telling you, don't talk to me. You guys know that that's what that is, right? So when you see the big, giant 1960s Beats by Dre headphones, let them go, Francois. They're not for you. Scott, Cassandra, what's up? Oh, Cassandra, I think if you're the Cassandra, there's a Cassandra or Cassie that does a lot of like crypto content. There's a fake. It's either Cassie or Cassandra. There's a fake one floating around Instagram asking to help people set up accounts, which you know what that means. So be careful, you Instagram peeps, especially if there's people mimicking your stuff. Demayan, Hoop and Tony, what's going on? Oh man, it just jumped. Austin. Oh, consensus. Yeah, that's right. Nope, I got to go to Baltimore on Tuesday through, but I'll try to do some late day content in Baltimore. Cisco, what's up? Adam said, be it Cardano. Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah, you're out there. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys should link up. Debbie. LAGO, what's going on? Justin Spain. That's the word. Chris. Biotech Breakout. Crypto Amigos, what's up? Amy. Hello. Joe C. In the house. I love that. That's one of I like that Banksy. He's cool, man. Let's go back here for a second. Okay. And let's see. Oh, Kenneth. What's going on, Kenneth? Pork chop. I love pork chop. I've seen him eat. We love watching pork chop eat. He does eat. He eats for reals. Michael, what's up? Debbie. Tim, what's going on? All right. What was that from? Life. Okay. Okay, I think we pretty much got it. All right, we're going to talk kind of vague. We're going to leave this more as a Q&A session. I didn't really see any exciting news. I was going through, I go through the news each night and then I go through the news in the morning. There wasn't really anything super exciting. People are building. That's interesting. There's a couple of coins coming. I did see an article that I may talk to you a little bit about that just talks about some new airdrops that are coming, but they're not really airdrops. We don't even know what the nature is of how they're coming, but I will go through those coins because they're kind of interesting. Most of them you probably know about, but some stuff to kind of be looking at on the horizon. Otherwise, we'll just do general market look, a little Q&A-age. Probably was nice to wake up and see your account not suck as much this morning, but the overall number doesn't matter. You guys should know this by now. That does not matter. Okay, we'll be right back after these non-commercial, just completely non-commercial breaks. How about that?
Hey, this is the Prophet with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain. We here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks? This where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to Prophet. Hey, you talking to the Prophet. Hey. We talking condos and nice clothes and dropping Lambos. I remember them night codes, we couldn't stand those. We tried to drive on them house roads, but had to stay low. Now there's solutions to hard bills we couldn't pay for. I talked to profit to get some profit, we couldn't change the topic. If it's a stock and I need a cop it, I wait for him to drop it. Ain't no option, let's get it poppin', we chillin' in the drop. I need some crypto, put it in my pocket, by any means I rock. This is the profit with Nick Black, it's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain, we here to fix that. You want the news on the new stocks, this where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair, it's time to sit back and talk to profit. Hey, hey, you talking to the prophet. Hey, hey, you talking to the prophet.
Daydreaming today. We're daydreaming. Everybody's got like their radio voice. In real life, my voice is scratchy AF, but somehow with these tasty mixing devices and cool technology, sounds like sweet cold honey. I don't know if that's a thing. Let me see if I can adjust my chair a little bit. Ooh, that was cool. I think this camera, no, I don't have it really set up. It's supposed to be way better. This is a very poor show, but you know what? You're not paying anything for it. So how about that? How about free? Okay, so here's the new thing. Okay, so there's like 41 people. I know there's at least 41 people watching on the YouTube. So here's the new rule. I have to get at least half as many likes as the highest view count, or I'll nuke the video. How about that? That way you guys can't blame me. Fair? So for the video to survive, it's not going to be based on F-bombage. For the video to survive, I need at least half of 41. I need 20.5. I need 21 likes. And whatever the highest number this gets, I need that many likes. If not, video goes away. I punish you for your insolence. Everybody here has like 13 seconds to hit the like button. Christ on his cross. Let me say hello to, there's a couple more people that have shown up. Frank, Pete Kelly, good to see you all. David, good to see you. Vicky, what up, Vicky? And you're number one. Well, there's no, everybody else, you guys are all fighting for number two. So how about that? Let's see, Joe. I think I said hello to Joe and Debbie and Cassandra. All right. Brenda. Hello, Brenda. And if you're here and you're just kind of lurking, say hello. I'm not selling you anything. I don't want anything but a couple of likes. What's going on? Blackmail. It is. It's not really blackmail, is it? This is kind of a relaxed coercion, if you will. Let me say hello to CC Brown, to Jim Ham, Unsung, City Midianko, Gordon Bennett, to Biotech Breakout on the other side, Namaste, Joe Pirate, Jim Ham again. Yep. Willished. All right. So hello to everyone on both sides of everything. All right, cool. So let's talk about these markets. If you have a question, it's easy. Put a Q, at least a Q. JJ, what up, JJ? Bam. And Gabe and some numbers. You know why? Because I bet there's 81,870 other Gabes, and that's the only number you could get. You know what? For you, Gabe. Ooh, on that 5 seconds of digestion, did you see I got a gulp in there? Dope. Namaste you. Thank you. I'd say you the man, but you might not be a man. You might be a woman or some other gender, because we can choose our biology these days. Isn't it weird? I can't say that. I'll get canceled. Oh, wait, you can't cancel me. It's free content. Ooh, catch 22, suckers. Anyway, namaste. Thank you. All right. So there we go. All right. So, for those of you that don't like digestion, I don't know what to tell you. It's happening all the time. It's happening all the time around you. You don't have a choice. Okay, let's talk about the markets. If you have a question, put a Q. That way I know, because I scan 2 different chats. And one chat is an aggregate of all the chats. Okay, that being said, now that we have all the rules, let's go by them one by one. Bitcoin is at 31.4. It's up 5% on the day, 2 on the week. question, if we buy Fetch now, do we still have to go through Token Bridge? Yes, unless you buy the native token. Now, on some exchanges, and you have to do your due diligence because I haven't researched this. On some exchanges, you can buy the native token. I don't know if KuCoin offers the native token, but I think, and I'm not using Binance, but I think that Binance has the native token. Teresa, what's going on? So you have to do a little research. If you look, one way to find out, go to transfer. And if you look, if when you go to transfer token, like for instance, Fetch, if it gives you an OX address, that's an Ethereum address. It's the Ethereum token. Does that make sense? So you don't even have to buy the token. You can go to the exchange and look for transfer. And when you go to transfer, it'll serve an address, like a receive address. If the receive address is an Ethereum address, then it's still dealing in the Ethereum token. Does that make sense? Because the Fetch token, it's going to be FET and some numbers. It's Cosmos. It's Cosmos ecosystem. So keep that in mind. Sylvia, what's up? Andreas, Kraken offers native Fetch. There you go. That's great. So question is answered. All right. So, and in answer to the other question, Namasteu is a man. He is the man. He's the man. There can only be one D. There's like Admiral of the Navy. There's the Admiral of the Navy, and then there's many admirals in the Navy, to be sure. Okay. So that's what we know about that. All right. So Bitcoin started melting up. There wasn't any real specific news that was dramatic or exciting. I think there wasn't a punishing Friday like some people had kind of expected. The weekend was pretty flat. It was floating around 29. It didn't get much below 29. I don't think it didn't touch 28. I don't think it was just floating around the 29s, kind of quiet. You'll notice the Ethereum is up. The Cardano is up 7%. You know, Cardano and Ethereum are going into upgrade cycles. I think that's probably accretive for both. I think at least psychologically, people have kind of reset their, for instance, people are no longer thinking, oh, Bitcoin is a $69,000 asset that we're seeing for 31,000. People are thinking, I don't really know what the value of Bitcoin is anymore, but I think that it's safe around 30K to dip my toe back in. I even heard people talking about that are not in the crypto space saying, you know, I had a doctor, I was talking to a doctor yesterday, and he was telling me that he thought, well, maybe I should start looking at getting some Bitcoin. And he was saying maybe 25, maybe a little bit lower. And I said, well, let's have a discussion about dollar cost averaging and what that would look like. So, yeah. Oh, my NFT karma does not exist. I've got so many worthless NFTs. Jesus. You can't even know. Okay, so now 46, we're at 46 viewers, meaning 23 is the new 21. I'm keeping track of that sucker. Keeping track. Dave, what's going on, Dave? So yeah, say hello. Say hello, man. Say hello. Okay. So again, this is just a day's price movement, and 2 or 3%. While that might mean something in other 7%, in other assets, it means nothing in the digital asset space because these things are highly illiquid. So remember, illiquid assets on illiquid exchanges being traded by flighty, sketchy, uneducated, or, you know, intensely perverse individuals. Maybe we'll say that. Okay. Some other things that I was kind of looking at. Where is it? Oh yeah, Singularity Dao started bumping up. Singularity, so their Dynasets are outperforming the other assets still. And they're not even shorting. They're only going in one direction. I don't think they start shorting. Oh, there's our pervy guy. Hold on. Let me boot this dude. Block user. You blocked, bro. I guess we're not going to get any sexy, cheap Tinder ads today. One to nothing. Somebody also had asked me, okay, so real quick on Singularity Dao, they are outperforming the Dynasets that Singularity Dao manages. And if we're honest, Singularity Dao is not really a DAO, not in the traditional sense. We're not all voting on stuff, but we kind of are, whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Richizi, good to see you. Riches. That being said, I think you should look at the performance of Dynasets. Some of those profits get funneled back into Singularity DAO and basically distributed to the community. Now, the way they're doing that right now is not super exciting to me. And I've talked, and again, it's just one person's opinion, but I've kind of conveyed my ideas to Marcelo, and I'm sure there's a lot of people feeding input. I think it should be a lot more hedge fundy, and I would be more enticed. But right now, I'm not investing in the Dynasets, not until they go onto the short side too. I want them to be able to go both ways, and they're not there quite yet, but they will be pretty soon. So that's something that I'm looking at. I'm excited, and yes, their voting has started to open up, but it's almost kind of convoluted, isn't it? It's like there's a lot going on. So, okay, Dave says, yeah, Henry Hazlitt economics in one lesson, so eloquently, more prudently today than, yeah, it's so great. And he gets it, man. And, you know, it embedded in that, it's like a 7-hour long thing that you can listen to. It's on YouTube, it's free. You just play it. My advice is play it 3 times all the way through without trying to, don't memorize, don't write anything down. Just absorb it. Paul, what's up? What's up, Paul? Just absorb the content. Play it when you're driving around, play it when you're doing cardio. If you're just doing stuff, try to absorb some knowledge. One thing I do is, I know this sounds incredibly nerdy, but I like listening to all of the new. So there's a guy that teaches, his name is Dean, and he teaches series, the SIE, the Series 7, Series 63, Series 6. Oh, there's another one. There's like several in the 60s, and then there's the 7, then there's the topper, then there's the SIE. They're the training exams for investment professionals, like if you're going to enter the investment industry. So I just listen to those because you can learn a lot about the investment industry by just hearing what those guys are being taught, and then you see what's not being taught. And that's just as important, isn't it? So yeah, if you're driving all the time, Dave, there's all sorts of great stuff to listen to, but I would listen to that thing. I would just absorb it about 3 times. Then I would go to Eurodollar University with Emil Kalinowski and Jeff Snyder. I would start at the very first one, way back. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get timely trading information, okay, from what they're doing. What they're doing is deep research. Well, deep research is to lay a good foundation for your thought process, right? Like you're trying to be a game theoretical thinker. You're trying to not let your cognitive bias. So here's what you have. Critical thinking is like at the top of the pyramid. And then if you have a mindset of game theory, a game theory mindset, right? So looking at the strategic interdependence, right, of incentives and outcomes inside any kind of environment among rational players. That sounds like a lot of gobbledygook, but you want to reduce that? Looking at the incentives and possible outcomes in any one-on-one situation, because any big situation can be reduced to a bunch of little one-on-one situations. Does that make sense? Thank you, Michael. I'll take my damn like. And so to be a good critical thinker, you need to have a very rational, non-emotional mindset that's game theoretical, looking at the incentives and the possible outcomes in any system and imagining what rational players would do in that system. So there's your game theory, right? And what gets in the way of game theory, what gets in the way of making good, solid, continually rational, anti-emotional decisions is your cognitive biases. these systematic and consistent deviations from rational thought because of nature versus nurture versus whatever level of self-evolution you have. Does that make sense? So you want to be a good critical thinker means you have a base of game theory, but what's always getting in the way of good decisions are your biases. Hootie, what up? Or Hooday, sorry, Hooday. So you have to get out of the way of your own biases. If you don't do that, bro, then you can't implement, you can't express your trading or investment ideas as trades and then manage those trades effectively. By the way, we got up to 51 people, meaning 26 is the new 21. 26 likes, suckers. I'm pointing at you, pointing at everyone. You're all on notice. Or I'll just do digestion for a whole hour. How'd you like that? T-Fuel Master, what up? No one wants an hour of digestion. No one. Anyway, so that's kind of like the way you set up your thought process. And then as you absorb this stuff, you'll start to be able to make your foundation for thinking. The more you understand about the gears, like think of the financial system as a big fancy watch, Patek Philippe or something that has just tons and tons of gears and complications. And the more that you understand the gears, then the less complicated the complications are. Make sense? Sam the Chosen One, what's up? Faraduns, what's up? Yeah, so no more digestion. I can't promise anything, bro. I can't. It is what it is. It is what it is. So this should be the base of your thinking. So I got a question last night. Someone was like, it wasn't a direct question. It was in our Telegram. I think you guys saw this. Someone was asking, is it time to look at LooksRare again? Because it's so cheap. But remember, we're not looking at cheap. We want value. Lots of things are cheap, man, but that doesn't mean that there's value there. They have to be valued in the price value equivalent. It has to be lower than what you think. For instance, everything's forward pricing. So if I look at this thing at 38 cents and I go, well, this thing's got to be worth 50 cents. Okay, then in my opinion, it's undervalued if I can quantify that, if I'm not throwing darts. So when you do this again, you might go like this. Okay, like for instance, in my mind, probably LooksRare under 30 cents. I can't see that it makes any sense. I don't know if this thing ever goes anywhere. I don't care what the yield is. If they don't meaningfully compete with OpenSea. And here's another thing. When OpenSea does a token, like a ticket, there was an article I read. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. There was an article I read just recently that was talking about some of these airdrops. It's going to come over here. Let me close this guy. Let me put this guy over here. Give me 2 seconds. And some of them looked pretty stupid, but not all of them. Can you guys see that? Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, okay. So this was just a list of some kind of upcoming, but MetaMask was one. So the first two, MetaMask and OpenSea, right? MetaMask's first cryptocurrency wallet to be most everyone here knows what MetaMask is, right? You guys, everybody's using MetaMask. We get it. Rumors have spread the possibility of MetaMask releasing its token dubbed Mask. We'll see. It's been widely discussed. It was mentioned several times by the MetaMask team. Okay, maybe, but okay, so that would be something that wouldn't really affect it wouldn't affect the NFT space. It might bring a little enthusiasm to the space, but remember, MetaMask is not just for NFTs. MetaMask is in the same way that Coinbase Wallet. It's for managing Ethereum-based assets, and now Ethereum, Polygon, and for some reason they're super excited about Solana. I mean, I think it's just was an easy integration, whatever. But point being, so I guess that would be net par. That's not accretive for LooksRare. So I'm trying to think, like, is there anything that would be good or bad for LooksRare in the near future? Well, then we have an OpenSea potential token that they were talking about dropping. So despite being the market leader, the organization does not even have its own token, of course, because listen, OpenSea is completely centralized. You guys know this. Everybody knows this. If you don't know it, now you know it. It's extremely, extremely centralized. They have no intention of giving anything back to the community because they don't need to. And anything they do would simply be a marketing decision. They would go, we could spend this much on marketing, but we don't really have to because everyone has to use OpenSea because there are no real good options. And while LooksRare is great, no one's using it. And if no one's using it, you can't do anything on LooksRare. There's not enough buyers, not enough sellers, not enough product. You have to go to OpenSea. So that's where we be. So, and I'll read, despite being the market leader, the organization does not even have its own token, a scenario that might change tremendously sometime in 2022. Despite the fact that it's grown into a massive organization, OpenSea maintains a sense of gratitude. Get off the gas. To all these people who have helped it become what it is today. No, they already announced they would not be just showering the community with tokens. Now, they may do, again, it'll be a marketing thing. If they said, listen, we could put 50 million into marketing or 50. Yeah, right. If we could put $1 million or $2 million into marketing, or we could just create a dummy coin and shower idiots with it, there'd be a bump and then we could, whatever. Would the token do good? I don't know. Would it do better than LooksRare? Not without any benefits. If it's just a token they shower on people that used OpenSea, well, then where's that going to go? Disproportionately to the same people that got showered with Bored Ape tokens, disproportionately to the few people that were early in that. The average person's not going to get a taste of this. And even if you do, it's going to be so minimal, it won't make a difference. This will be, and again, I'm not against it. This will be a rich get richer. And you know what? If you were early in the NFT space and you were early to OpenSea and you were doing transactions when no one else would, more power to you. You won the race. You deserve to get those benefits. I'm not a hater as far as none of this anti-whale crap. People are like, oh man, the rich get richer. Well, you know what? If they were there first, if they earned it. Now, what the Bored Ape did by showering their own people, very specific people with very specific amounts of tokens that don't really that didn't make any sense. It was kind of a backwards thing. It made it even more cultish and specific and elitist and dickish. And now Bored Apes, which used to stand for kind of signaling to the world that we're different, we're unique. Now they signal to the world that there's like 8 of us and we're douchebags. And so they've become actually their own embarrassing worst enemy. And now the whole Bored Ape thing's pretty embarrassing. Like, it's kind of embarrassing to own. If you bought a Bored Ape now, you're kind of a douchebag because you wouldn't buy that because it doesn't make any sense. It's not cool to signal that you have a Bored Ape. Having one in your profile kind of makes you a meme. It makes you a kind of a sad statistic. It doesn't make you cool. So, so there won't be, that's right. There won't be any distribution anytime soon of the OpenSea token because it wouldn't matter anyway. What are they going to gain from it? Nothing. People that got the token would dump it. The token would get nuked and it would be kind of an embarrassment. But that sure wouldn't help LooksRare. That still hurt LooksRare. It's still taking eyeballs away from LooksRare. The other ones were like ZK Snarks. They talked about the Bored Ape Fail Club, Starknet, which was kind of interesting. Actually, the ZK Snarks one's kind of interesting. Previously been stated that ZK Sync would launch its native token via the ZK rollups in the near future. Those are zero knowledge rollups. It's a long discussion about ways you could improve scalability and transaction throughput in safety and somewhat obfuscated for Ethereum products. Anyway, we'll launch the native token via ZK rollups in the near future. Users who utilize the mainnet and testnet may be eligible for an airdrop. Don't do it. Stay away from it. Let other people do it. There's a lot of frauds, scams. Also, real quick, just as a general rule, don't ever click on links that you see on Discord. Discord keeps getting hammered. It keeps getting hacked. It keeps getting perverted. Just be very careful. Discord is not safe. at all. Okay, and then the only other one that I thought was interesting is StarkNet by Starkware. Just like ZK Sync, StarkNet is a solution for scaling. And again, I'm a little bit dubious that these scaling solutions for Ethereum are going to have any kind of staying power after Ethereum scales. If all you do, it's like you are duct tape. And right now they need you to like keep the pipes together, but they're going to put new pipes. And once there's new pipes, there's no use for duct tape. So all these companies that are duct tape, and I've thought this for a while, if all you do is scale Ethereum or help Ethereum scale right now, and Ethereum scales on its own in the next, let's say 6 months to 18 months, then what is the point of your business? What do you do? I hope that you're looking at scaling all sorts of other initiatives. I hope that you're working your way into your own layer one status, but how many layer ones can there be? How many projects are people going to build on? Not too many. So you go here and you go, well, no, not there. You don't go there. You go here. You say, okay, well, are people going to be building a lot of, layer one? Are they going to be laying assets down on top of Bitcoin? Probably not, right? Bitcoin has a fair amount of problems. Maybe that's another discussion for another day. Bitcoin is not without its problems. And I've been adjusting down the amount of Bitcoin I have in my portfolios. Now, if you're monetizing it through options, good on you. But just to sit on Bitcoin, an inert asset that produces no yield, unless you're lending it, I don't know. The Bitcoin community's gotten pretty toxic and kind of yucky, and I'm not sure that I'm a big fan anymore. They used to be like the voice of reason and freedom, and now it's just a bunch of orange pill jackwagons. And I get kind of a yucky, like when Michael Saylor goes on one of his rants, I'm just like, ugh, I'm out. Like these guys just sound creepish. And it gets, and then the other extreme is like the Max, his last name, the guy that the creep, like he's like 75 years old and he wears all white suits, like some psychopath. And he's like really creepy and he just screams a lot. I'm not going to sell. I'm not going to, like, oh, please don't. How about I'm not going to talk? Stop. And so these, the Bitcoin conventions, there's like 2 decent people and there's 98,000 creeps. And the whole Bitcoin community has gotten just pretty toxic and creepish. And this is any maxi community, really, if we're being honest, any maxi community. You just can't be maximalist. So Bitcoin has its place, but I'm doing a lot of mental math, and I'm thinking that its representation in your portfolio should probably be 20% or less. It's just that for new people, it's the easiest. They can ease into it. It's just the tip of crypto, right? Yeah. All right. You need layer one exposure, and that's, they're going to be, some people will continue to build on Ethereum, but I don't think as many, because there are just huge inherent problems with the global state issue of Ethereum. They're just not so easy to fix. There's just a lot of things that even going to proof of stake here in a few months doesn't fix. It doesn't fix. And so people are going to learn that the merge was not that big of a deal after the merge. We'll see. I think there's going to be a lot of building on Cardano, a fair amount of building on Polkadot. I think there already is a lot of partnerships and building on Matic. Near, I think there's going to be a lot going on. Again, they're competing. Near is what Ethereum 2 kind of is trying to become. I think Algorand is important. I think Cosmos is important. I could see a future where the A's get more business than anyone else. Cardano, Algorand, Cosmos, right? I could see it like this: governance, central bank assets, DeFi. I'm not saying, I'm just speculating. So that's kind of where my head's at. Okay. What is preferred Bitcoin wallet? Man, I don't have a preferred Bitcoin wallet. I like to have some Bitcoin over at Nexo, getting some yield. I like to have some Bitcoin. Most of my Bitcoin is in options contracts. I just sell out of the money calls, or at the money puts against cash, wash, rinse, repeat. I have clients that have money, and that's all we do. We sell puts against their cash, and when we get put in, we sell, out of the money calls, way out of the money. Yeah, Max Kaiser, that's the creep. That's the creep in question. Oh, by the way, 27 is the number. 27 is the like number now, sir. Theta. Okay, first of all, Ismail, good to see you. I love Theta. I like the platform. I like what they're doing. It's a cool community. Everybody seems really cool. I don't know about the token because I don't know how exciting the token is. Remember, with these tokens, you don't own equity. But you know what? Even with equity, you don't own equity, right? If you own shares in Apple, you don't own bricks over in Cupertino. Cupertino. You don't own Apple. Owning stock is not really ownership. It's the lowest tier on the capital stack. So it goes secured debt, unsecured debt, preferred stock, and then all us idiots that own regular equity, market equity, right? Common stock. Now we have the first rights to dividends, but the last rights in liquidation. So if you own stock, you don't actually own anything. If the company goes under, you get nothing. And, there's all sorts of like balance sheets shenanigans they can do. They can issue new stock and dilute. They can split or reverse split to manage the numbers so they don't get booted out of the S&P. They can there's people that bought a long time ago that may have rights or warrants against the stock to buy below or over the market at different times, right? Warrants are short-term sweeteners, rights more long-term, guaranteed price at some future date. So we don't have any of those things if you own common stock. So just know that. So that being said, when I look at Theta, I go, okay, cool token, but I don't know what it kind of gets me. I guess that's where I'm kind of worried. Like, I don't know what, and where is the Theta token? It was on here. Did I lose it? Is my brain melting? It's not here. I'll pull it back up. It was here. I must have clicked the button. I don't know what owning Theta actually gets me. I guess that's what it is. So yeah. I don't know what it gets me. If I have to be able to explain to myself, what do I get? Oh, we get the cheap sex guy. All right, cool. All right, let's see. God, this he's very, very fast. He's very clever. I have to put him in timeout so quickly. Yeah, well, look, Twitter is a cesspool, if we're being honest. Okay, Jimmy James, what's going on? Curious if you believe there's utility in the baby Sophia NFT. I don't know, man. Is that the NFT that allows you to have like access kind of to Sophia to like grow your own AI? Something like that, I think actually does have utility, if that's what that is. I had heard some kind of murmurings, but I don't know if that's exactly the one you're talking about, but there was one where they're going to do like an NFT sale because there's going to be a Sophia, like a metaverse, like a Sophia-verse thing. And where you'd actually be able, your NFT is essentially ownership of an AI agent that would go and start interacting with and doing all sorts of cool stuff. That I am very excited about. So if that is that, then yeah, I think that could be really cool. It's niche, it's super niche, but it's badass. Sebastian, what's going on? The sushi is good in LA. It is very good. I don't know. Let me know where you're staying, Sebastian, and then I'll give you some sushi pointers. But I'm a little bit biased because in Sherman Oaks is where a lot of the really cool restaurants are. There's more quality restaurants that won't break the bank. Like, you can go to Beverly Hills and pay 7 times what everything is worth to say you ate in Beverly Hills, and people are like, douchebag. But you can go to Studio City, you can go to Encino, Sherman Oaks, all the way into Burbank, Toluca Lake, badass restaurants, really cool restaurants. They're not cheap because California, but they won't break you. And you can find some really nice cafes. Like there's a really good brunch place called Sweet Butter. That's like one of the dopest places. It's like an outdoor, they have misters and stuff, and you can like have breakfast all day. Super dope. There's a lot of little places like that. Aroma Cafe. And then some of them you have to decide, like, do I want to go somewhere douchey or somewhere where I'm going to like see, famous people, or somewhere where the food's good? Okay, coming to LA for the day, Palm Springs. Yeah, go to the Sherman Oaks, Studio City area. You're going to just be inundated. Just don't eat for like 3 days, because then you're going to get all the fooding you want in just a short amount of time. But yeah, Sweet Butter's great. It's like the best brunch place. Pretty crazy. All right. Okay. So yeah. All right. What am I looking at? I'll tell you guys what I'm looking at really quickly. I'm still going for the deeper discounts. I still think Cardano's a buy. They're going into an upgrade cycle. It can't but be positive. So I think even as a trade, there's just easy money to be made in Cardano. I don't know about Polkadot. I just don't know. I had actually been giving a lot of consideration to taking half of my Polkadot position down, because again, I'm a little over. I'm like at a 4, almost a 5x even with these prices, because my aggregate's like well below $2. Well, a little bit below $2. So I am thinking about chopping that position down and spreading those assets out among Cardano, Matic, Near, Algorand, Cosmos, just like redisseminating. I'm losing more faith in the Polkadot team and their ability to deliver anything meaningful. I don't think that Gavin and his team did enough. They didn't do enough. And if they did do enough, we can't see it. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. So yeah, that's cool. Let's see. Sniper Princess, good to see you. Adelaide Luno, good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Let's see. Thoughts on VRA proof of view. I guess I'm going to guess because I've never heard of it, but I'm guessing that's a new asset based on their consensus mechanism of proof of view. Maybe, but most of these new consensus mechanisms, it's like on the way to inventing the light bulb, there's a lot of versions of the light bulb that barely didn't work or weren't quite energy efficient. And then you have light bulb. And then you have some nuanced changes of light bulb that make light bulb better. Then you have LED light bulb. It's less expensive, but those are iterations of light bulb. My guess is that since proof of view wasn't a design consideration for all of these super, super smart individuals that led with proof of stake, delegated proof of stake, all the different versions of proof of stake, certificated proof of stake, there's a reason why all of the big projects have tended towards proof of stake. And I mean, look at, proof of history, fail. Proof of liveness, fail. Proof of positivity, fail. So what I think is in the future, you're going to have a lot of consensus mechanisms, and each of these protocols. So remember, protocols like Cardano, Ethereum, these are protocols, right? Polkadot. I think the protocols will have a variety of consensus mechanisms that could be interchangeable, or that you could use in different times, at different states of the network. So imagine a proof of stake that sometimes, because of a security concern, would switch over to a kind of proof of work, or would start doing a proof of liveness to ensure the nodes are not Byzantine, or something like that. So some of these other consensus mechanisms, and again, and to understand this, I want you to reduce it to the simple. Just get the broad strokes. You have in some consensus mechanism to determine what a block of data is. Once the block is determined, It's then sent and validated. So there's basically three steps in crypto, right? Make a block, send a block, validate a block. If you get that, make it, send it, validate it. You just got more, you understand more about crypto than everyone else around you. Even some of these people like apparently Mike Novogratz. So make it, send it, validate it. Now on all these protocols, pretty much the send it, that's just propagating it out to the network, sending your copy. Let's say you're the node that won the right to stamp this chunk of data. Here's a pile of data. It's in a bag. Here, you guys check it out. You send it out to the network. Then they validate it, right? So at T plus time plus however many intervals, right? So you make, you send, you validate. Send and validate is the same everywhere. It's the make part. That's where the consensus mechanism comes into play. Proof of view, I'm just guessing because I've never looked at this project, Gabe, but my guess is that proof of view is another consensus mechanism. So it may add valuable research. It may open people's eyes to new stuff, but is proof of view going to take over? It's unlikely, but could it be in the future one of the consensus mechanisms that a protocol might call on? It might not just be proof of stake. In the future, it's very likely proof of stake with some functionality for proof of work, with some functionality for proof of liveness, proof of whatever, proof of anything. All these different consensus mechanisms, you don't have to choose one. You can have many, and they could all function in different ways based on different states of security or liveness or load on a network. So keep that in mind. It doesn't have to just be one, but it's likely that the main one, at least for now, has been kind of chosen, and that's proof of stake. Whew. Make it, send it, validate it. Congratulations, you all just got a PhD in crypto. And let's see, do you think, by the way, Todd B, good to see you. Do you think Near's USN will be detrimental for its long-term value and adoption after people saw the Luna unwind? I'm not a fan. That's one of the things I'm not super excited about. And I bet that they are rejiggering the mechanism behind USN with the downfall. I'm also a little concerned that Near would even engage. Algorithmic stablecoins do not work. They don't work. You guys, we talked about this ad nauseum, so I won't continue to do so, but you guys get it. They do not work, not even a little bit. You can't have funny money back real money because it's not real money. The only people that can get away with that are the treasuries of these governments because they can issue currency units at or near free into perpetuity. So there's no insolvency risk. I mean, could the government go out of business? Well, they're all out of business. So that's kind of off the table. So there's no, now there's debasement risk, there's devalue risk, inflation risk, and all these, but there's no actual credit risk dealing directly with the government. Japan, as you guys, most of you probably saw this article. If you didn't, we talked about it last week. Japan said, through some regulation, they pushed through quite handily that said only banks and special financial institutions will be able to issue stablecoins, and they will be one-to-one pegged with the asset or cash equivalents like treasuries and things like this, not nebulous freaking, corporate paper or a category that just says other. No, proof of thievery. I like. That's the new Luna. No, that's good. So Tony, what's up? So I think algorithmic stablecoins are eventually a fail, no matter how well contrived they are, because they're contrived. If you want to have $100 worth of stablecoin, have $100 in a wallet or $100 of cash equivalents. Period. Full stop. I don't know why everyone is obsessing on these stablecoins. Like, we got to make a big stablecoin. Remember, Luna didn't start with the idea of having UST. Luna was failing. Go look at the price history. Luna was a complete disaster, fail. No one cared until they tacked on the stablecoin out of thin air and Anchor to pay 20%. by convincing people that their casino coins were real money and that the real money would pay 20%, a bunch of idiots dummied into the token. And I mean idiots like hedge funds and things like that. A lot of dummies. Because they forget the rest and they just see that 20%. They're like, oh my God, 20%, we're going to be rich. 20% on 20% on 20%. We're going to beat inflation, bro. No, it's just when you forget math, you get punished. This is how humans live. Yes. And in a final note, and by the way, Fisker Run, Sniper Princess, good to see both of you. Thank you for kind of hanging out with us. Okay, 50. So we got up to 50. So 27 is the number of likes. When this video is over, I'm going to go to YouTube. If there's not 27 likes, I'm going to nuke the video. Now, everybody who's here, you already saw it. So you have nothing to lose. Matter of fact, the game theory might be to not put likes on the video so that the video gets nuked, so that you can steal and absorb the knowledge and no one else can. Whoa, Pens, it's on you, bro. It's on you. Man, these sex guys with their sex ads. Whew. You see 53, do you really? Son of a, this has failed me. My plot to use your lack of likes against you has failed miserably. Okay, so yeah, back to our final thoughts. So our final thought's gonna be, is ADA on track for the hard fork? Yes. Yes, they are. Brenda, what's going on? Yay, Brenda. So yes, they are on track for the hard fork. And yeah, it still looks like the cheapest, one of the cheaper plays. I was about to pull the trigger on some more Near this weekend and some more Algorand. Algorand was like 38 cents and I was loving it. It's only 40 cents, but I've got a pile of cash waiting for one last stick it up the drop in the market. We're not out of the woods yet. I think everyone should frame in their mind, we're going to get at least one more 50 basis point hike by the Fed, because they always continue to hike well into a reversal in markets, because one has nothing to do with the other. The Fed is disconnected, as you guys know, from money, and that's fine. It is what it is. There's still a lot of overhang. There is still something going on in like the Ukraine. There's still a lot of stuff. However, I believe that you can be making very careful, very considered entries into the protocol layer assets. I would not go any deeper than that. I would not be gambling on anything. Stay away from the looks rares and all these kind of dummy coins. It's a dummy coin for now. You're in a place where the market's incredibly seasonably low. There's a lot of bad news on the horizon. The second the Fed stops raising, there's a chance they're going to raise 2 more times, right? A 50 and a 50. I think they'll flinch on the second 50, but this one is coming. My guess. I don't know nothing from nothing. Just my gut feeling. They're going to do another, and they'll probably do 2 more. But the second one, they may flinch a lot. When they flinch, you could see a massive psychological reversal. Matter of fact, it won't be when they don't do it. It'll be when the market thinks they won't do it. And then it'll go back the other way. But then that might bolster the markets to the point where the Fed thinks they can go another. So game it out. So game theoretically, you should assume 2 more 50-point rate hikes. Okay, that being said, so what does that mean? Don't invest in things that are going to be so influenced by that kind of cycle. What's one thing? Bitcoin. I would not be investing in Bitcoin to a large extent right now. I would still be dollar cost averaging into it in a thoughtful way. I would be spreading my investment bets in layer 1 protocols that you like. Period, full stop, and that would be that. Okay. Whew. Have a good Monday. Let's see. So tomorrow I'm doing a show. I'm doing the 30-minute show. We may be doing it. I'm going to talk to the guys. We may be doing it from the shop. The Money Map show we might do from the car shop tomorrow. I'm trying to get my partner to see if he'll wake up early. I don't know if I can do that. If I can get Eric to wake up. I don't know, Eric. We're also going to do some cool giveaways. Eric gave me some shirts, you know, the Drive LA shirts that you can't get unless you like work for Drive LA. I know some people are like, I don't care about your damn shirt. Well, some people do like the damn shirt. I'm going to get some Drive LA shirts, and I'm going to, we're going to be giving them out, and the shirt gets you 10% off the cars. And you think, okay, what does that really mean? Well, some of our cars are $3,000 a day. So that little shirt might be kind of cool if you're doing, like, if you want to drive a Rolls-Royce Cullinan for a week, you know, that would be like many thousands of bucks in your pocket for those of you big ballers out there. I know there's a few crypto millionaires out there. Anyway, it is what it is. All right. Have a good day. Stay out of trouble. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor, insolvent, drunk, strung out on meth grandmother wouldn't do. And as you know, that's very little. We will see you. I'll see you tomorrow. And then I'm traveling Wednesday. Okay. I may be able to nail a show on Wednesday, but it might be a little bit later because I have the day off kind of, but I'm traveling. I'll be in Baltimore. So we will do a Wednesday show. I just can't guarantee you the time. It's probably going to be one of the late shows, but we'll do it from Baltimore. How about that? It'll be fun. And on that note, I must bid you a pew pew, a pew pew, a pew pew.